Bluey, what a dog. Everyone's watching her show, and I mean everyone. In 2023, we consumed 43.9 billion minutes of Bluey in the US alone. And by my calculations, that is many minutes. But Bluey isn't just for streaming anymore. No, she's everywhere, from shopping malls to big live musicals. Bluey has even flown through the air of New York City. This young pup has seen quite a few real-life iterations. So, good day, mate. It's your pal Dog Dan here, and it's time to go down under and check out our favorite little blue healer pup who loves to play. It's the evolution of Bluey, mate. You like my Australian accent? I worked at Outback for many years. That's how I know. That's how I picked it up. The first mascot of the iconic pup was spotted in the early years of Bluey's production at the Melbourne Toy Fair in 2019. This is the first official Bluey mascot produced, and she is on location to promote the new line of cartoon toys previewed that year. As of now, I've really only been able to find like 3 images or so of this costume Bluey at the Toy Fair, and the best view of the fursuit of all comes from an animator of the show itself, Chris Bennett. So check this out. I love the look of this Bluey. I like it. It's a scrappy costume. It's like fighting, and it's wholesome. It's really cute. Starting with the height of it, it's perfect. Bluey's a kid, so I like the size of it. It's smaller than an adult male, which makes perfect sense. The stout little arms and the legs are cute, and the tall pointy ears are right on the money. I wish the eyes kind of had a little bit of cleaner lines and the snout was a bit thicker, but overall this is such a great costume. Actually, come to think of it, what even is Bluey? I get that she's a dog, but is there such thing as a blue dog other than that one on Nickelodeon? Hey dog fans, it's Dog Dan here, your #1 YouTube content creator, bringing you fun facts about your favorite cartoon dogs. Whoa! Good day. You could call me Yellowy, mate. No. Some important context before going any further into this Bluey evolution. I think it's important that some of you know what an actual Bluey is. So let me introduce you to the Australian cattle dog. A breed of dog native to Australia since the 1800s and bred specifically for helping farmers herd cattle. They are super energetic and intelligent pups that came as a result of crossbreeding dogs imported from the UK, specifically the blue speckled Highland Collie. They bred this fancy collie with Australia's native dingoes and got this crazy breed of dog. The breed became known as healers because they were nipping at the heels of cows to get them moving while they were herding. And depending on the coloration, a cattle dog can be known as a blue healer if it comes out with a gray coat, or a red healer if the coat went more in a golden brown direction. Both of these deviations, of course, of the native Australian dog are represented in Bluey's family, who share the distinct nickname of the breed, the Healers. This has been Dog Dan coming at ya. HalloweenCostumes.com keeps sending me cool costumes. So, check my description for a link to get 15% off cool costumes for yourself. Yeah, I look good in this, guys. I gotta say, I look good. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled Bluey. When Bluey really started to take off locally in Australia, a live show quickly went into production, and less than 2 years from it being on air, we had a full-out Bluey live show packed with one of my favorite things, puppets. That's right, baby, it's Bluey Puppet Central! The decision to turn the entire cast into puppets was genius. Leaning into the smaller cast of 8 puppeteers, the entire Healer family comes to life. Bandit and Chili are much larger puppets compared to Bingo and Bluey, and each puppet has the ability to talk, move its eyes, emote with its eyebrows, plus a full range of motion depending on how many puppeteers are operating each puppet. I love all of the Bluey family puppets in this show. Bandit and Chili are much larger than their 2 younger daughters, and that of course makes sense with the scale. It allows the puppeteers to kind of stand up a little bit more behind them and operate them a little bit more freely, while the other 2 smaller pups have the puppeteers behind them kneel down, like on their knees or crouching a lot, because they're much smaller characters. The scale of these puppets are gorgeous, and I love the amount of articulation and movement they get out of them and gags that they have in the show. The puppets are just just inspired. I love it. They're super fun. And when you're watching it, very quickly, you just forget that the puppeteers are even there. And you're just really watching the Bluey characters having fun. It's a wild illusion. This is the kind of puppetry known as bunraku, right? It's an old kind of puppetry that we used to have, like, puppets, very ornate puppets, and then puppeteers dressed all in black. In fact, I did some bunraku style puppetry back when I did an off-Broadway show, John Tartaglia's Imagination. So it's a very similar type of puppetry where the puppeteers are more or less visible, but depending on the staging and the costuming, they could be a little bit more hidden. But in this case, the puppeteers are, right on stage for everyone to see. I tried to find out who made the puppets. I don't know who made the puppets, but hey, if you did good. Good boy or girl. Good you. A revised version of the Bluey costume finally came to us right around the same time the touring show was kicking off. Joined by her little sister Bingo, the two pups were turned into these high-end, theme-parked, polished costumes ready for endless promotional events. And endless promotional events they attended. These costumes are perfection, starting with the sharp and well-defined ears, moving down to the eyebrows, and the bright, round, clearly defined eyes, and the snout with all the right proportions. That sharp little smile under the snout is like the cherry on top for me. I really, really love these designs. I even love the cut of the legs and the custom designed little puppy feet for both of the costumes. Super cute, guys. These costumes have popped up everywhere. I even personally got to see them last year at the New York Toy Fair, but they've been in all kinds of places like the zoo, the mall. They've even added them as a premium VIP opportunity when you go to see the Bluey Puppet Show. So if you want to meet the Bluey costume character when you're at the Bluey Puppet Show, you can, and you just gotta pay extra. That VIP, man. Money, money. Money, money. I guess we can't really use the Bob Iger money, money clip here, but is there like an Australian Bob Iger?
$900 dues.
All right. I love when production companies do stuff like this. For a short time in 2022, you could actually stay at an Airbnb that was designed and inspired just like the real Australian home of the Healers. This is awesome. Remember when The Simpsons did this? I love that. This sort of promotion is just iconic, and I bet Bluey fans will be remembering this promo for decades. For literally for generations, they'll be making videos and documentaries and YouTube, video essays on the Bluey House and how beautifully decorated it was and how screen accurate it was or wasn't. I love it. I love this. This is so fantastic. It's truly a magnificent thing. I wonder if you could still go and stay there. I know the houses in the show are very much specifically designed with Australian architecture in mind, but is this house still there? I wonder. I don't know. I guess I gotta fly to Australia and find out. I'm not doing that. That's a long flight, guys. Good old Dan, his back, I don't think his back can handle flying to Australia. I flew to Singapore once, though, so what am I saying? Maybe I could handle it. I was a younger man then, though. I was a younger man. That was 11 years ago. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I could do it. I'm sure I could do it. Playing the world's largest and longest game of Keepy Uppy, the larger-than-life Bluey balloon appeared in both the 2022 and 2023 Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades. Look at this super cute balloon. It's very sharp, super sharp. It looks just like the cartoon. I love all the lines and all the details. And of course, chasing after the balloon, gotta play Keepy Uppy, or maybe everyone on the ground is playing Keepy Uppy with the actual Bluey balloon that they're holding onto. I don't know. This thing was massive. It measured 51 feet long, it was 37 feet wide, and 52 feet tall. A talented team of artists from Signs and Shapes International hand-painted the balloon with over 50 gallons of paint, giving Bluey her iconic fur color. That's wild to me. I didn't know you painted, I guess of course you paint balloons. How else do they get colorful and fun? But I didn't even think that you could paint a balloon, but of course you could paint a balloon. Oh my goodness. She needed 90 handlers to carefully move her down the streets of New York. And I love talking about balloons in the parade because it's so, they're all gigantic and larger than life, and they all require huge teams of volunteers to control. But yet all the trivia and fun facts from each balloon you look up is this took over 90 handlers to move and was over 51 feet tall. And yet, turns out 51 feet tall is just the average. This is just an average balloon. 90 handlers, average, But yet these numbers make it seem so huge and intense. Well, that's the Thanksgiving Day parade for you. It's huge and intense. Now, I mentioned in a previous video about how Bluey is essentially missing from Disney parks. She and her entire family cannot be found anywhere until now, because Bluey is now getting her own theme park in Brisbane in 2025. That's right, a huge 400-acre play area will be constructed, recreating the dog's iconic home and memorable locations from the show. This is gonna be really cool. Will we finally be able to see a bandit in chili costume? I don't know. That could be fun. And will there be other characters from the show present at the land? Or maybe we'll get deep cuts turned into like giant fiberglass statues that we can all like go take selfies with. That could be fun. Or just huge playgrounds, you know? I just love huge themed cartoon playgrounds. This gives me total Peppa Pig's Legoland vibe. So, you know, whatever they ended up doing at Peppa Pig Land, you know, like the flat rides, a lot of that, like, you know, family-friendly, wholesome energy. I'm sure that's what we're gonna see here in the Bluey Land, Bluey's World, rather. Bluey's World, oh my gosh, I'm a fool. Bluey's World coming to Brisbane in 2025. Maybe this will show Disney how valuable an asset Bluey is. Like maybe like Disney will be like, oh, I guess we need a Bluey costume. Only like 43.9 billion streamed minutes last year. Maybe we should talk about it in a meeting. See if we can get Bluey over here to shake hands and kiss babies, you know? So where can you find Bluey today? Well, surprisingly, Bluey is out and about and pretty easy to find. Over in LA, the camp stores, I don't know if you're familiar with these, but they're like fun, like magical camp environments that you can go for a day, and it's kind of like playgrounds and activities. They have Bluey Camp right now. It was in New York for a while, and now it's over in LA. And so you can go there, you can have some fun in like, you know, Bluey's house and do some Bluey things, Bluey coloring and dancing, but then also have the chance to meet Bluey there, which is so cool if you really want to get a chance to meet Bluey. But also, Bluey's big play is touring the country right now, and you can see it at many of its stops, and I'm sure it's going to keep touring for a while. This is not going to be its last year. Bluey's still got some legs, if you know what I mean. A brand new season literally just came out in January of 2024, so there's still lots of Bluey meat on the bone. So this Bluey tour will be going on for a while, and like I mentioned, there are VIP experiences at the Bluey tour that you can upgrade to meet Bluey in person and get some photos, so that's pretty cool. So there's the rich and short, but yet deep history of the Bluey costume and puppet out in real life. Surprisingly, Bluey is like in a lot more places than I possibly could have imagined. For only being a few years old, the show has only been around for a few seasons, so it's pretty wild how huge the show got, how fast it got that big, and how big of a fan base it has. I'm telling you, Bluey is literally healing generational parental trauma for like millennials. It's bananas. I have so many friends who watch this show who don't even have kids, yet they love the Bluey energy that like seeps through them. So, you know, hey, Bluey, can't wait to see where she pops up next. Can't wait to see this Bluey theme park. Have you guys been able to see Bluey out in the wild? If any of you seen the Bluey live play, let me know in the comments below or across all my holy social media channels where you can find me on places like, you know, Instagram, Patreon, Facebook, TikTok, you know, even Twitter, if it's still Twitter anymore, X. Whatever are people even using? I guess people are on Threads now. Is it cool to be on Threads? I guess I should be on Threads. I guess I'm going to Threads now. Anyway, Dan's social media existential crisis. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, you rock.
Oh my God! There's nothing wrong with the bidet, is there?